Now, wasps and bees, they are more of an irritation because of physical harm they can cause. You get a lot of these big paper nests in sheds and in lofts or in the eaves of properties. And again, you put, this time you need to get a bit closer to things because you can't really be squirting powder at them whilst they're flying about. And so you get a little powder sprayer and you put that on the entrance holes in the nest. And so as the wasps or bees go in through the entrance hole, they get the insecticide powder on them. That then carried into the nest where they'll probably come in contact with the queen, and then that kills all of the wasps or bees in the nest. Now, cockroaches, again, it's cross-contamination, but in this case it's more of a concern because they contain a lot of very nasty pathogens such as salmonella, gastroenteritis, and typhoid. And you can smell them. If you've got an infestation or a property with these, it often has quite an animal smell to the place, which is very difficult to describe unless you've actually come into contact with it. They produce kind of an oily mark and tend to favour, like ants, the same roots every time. And so you see a sort of gradual smear mark starting to build up where they've been running around, usually in corners. You spot them, but they're usually only active at night, so generally you only find them at night. Their droppings also, because they produce little uric acid droppings, they're very small and they can become airborne quite easily. They get inhaled, so you're inhaling cockroach feces, and that can be linked to asthma because it's an irritant for your lungs, but it can also, if you touch them, you get an allergic reaction to them. Easily spread to neighbouring properties because they're very small. And they have several instars starting, so it's very easy for them to squeeze through the gaps. But they get up to 30 millimeters long, particularly Blattodera americana, the American cockroach. And they eat almost anything. They can eat leather. It's amazing what can keep them going. So the best way to keep them at bay is to have a clean, dry home so they don't start in the first place. But if you do think you've got them, then you should consider either a knockdown insecticide, which residual insecticide, spraying the property with that, usually available from a vet or through some online outfits. Which will be a combination of insecticides that you spray through the property. Usually 2 cans will do a whole house, and then that insecticide sits there on the surface for 6 months, and any cockroach that crawls over it will die. If you're trying to diagnose an infection, you're not having much luck spotting them, you can leave little sticky pads which have a pheromone which attracts them. And they walk onto the sticky pads, they're just inside a little bit of cardboard, and their little feet get caught in the sticky and they can't escape again. And so they gradually expire through starvation.